to our 2020 first show of the year of the Clay and Woodrow Show. We welcome you here to the Omar Oliver Studios, and we're still looking maybe for a name change there. Omar has yet to even recognize that the Clay and Woodrow Show has given him the honor.
There's been no word from
no word. His people have not contacted us.
His people have not.
We've reached out to his agent and other things. But anyhow, it's still the Omar Oliver Studio here on the 17th floor of the Trellis Carpenter Building. And before we get too far, just want to thank our sponsor right off the bat. You can see right up here. Oh, sorry. Right over here. Security Blanket. Mr. Charlie Moore and family and Jessica, owners of Security Blanket, our fine sponsors to kick off the 2020 year. And so just use Security Blanket for all of the types of things that you can imagine as far as home security systems for your business, for your lake house, your summer house. I know you've got one in your summer house, Mr. Producer.
I do. It's really secure.
So Charlie provides that, and Security Blanket is kind of the go-to place to go to in Southeast Georgia for all your security needs, alarms. They've done the carbon dioxide sensors at my house and all that kind of stuff. Now, with that being said, Charlie asked me to mention a couple other things that he's doing, kind of side deals for Charlie outside of Security Blanket. But I don't know if you know this, Mr. Producer, but Charlie, as of last year, started doing some taxidermy on the side. And so that is something that you can see Charlie Moore about as well, doing exotic animals. He has done an otter for me.
Wow.
And Charlie's very talented at that. So any taxidermy needs that you have. And then he has recently started doing, and both of these things are hard to find in smaller communities, but piano tuning. So he can tune your piano. And I think he's calling it Charlie's Chopsticks. Like, dun, 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 chopsticks on the piano.
Yeah.
He's thinking about naming it Charlie's Chopsticks. So if you need your piano tuned, like your church piano, Charlie can tune it. Charlie Tuna. You can get that Charlie Tuna. And but taxidermy as well. He can do that.
He's a talented guy.
What they call a jack of many trades.
Many trades.
So just see, and of course security would be something you might want to call him for as well. But definitely for your taxidermy and piano tuning needs. Does not do organs. Is not familiar with organs, but taxidermy and the tuning of pianos, please call on our sponsor, Charlie Moore, at any time that you might need. And then as far as other things, we got the producer with us today, and I hope you had a great January 1st, but producer Donnie Wahlberg is here with us today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here again.
Once again, I think we covered this. You're kind of not big on the resolutions, right? You passed those?
No, I'm kind of still working on one.
Still working on your resolution is to have a resolution.
My resolution is to have a resolution.
I understand, and my resolution is to no longer be fat or bald. So I'm working on both of those, and so I think the hair implants will go a lot better than me actually getting up on a treadmill and doing something about my life. But so once again, Happy New Year to you guys. We missed last week. We just took a week off, have some family time and that kind of thing. And I want to give you a quick glimpse of football. We're kind of getting away from that, but just give you an update on the Georgia football situation. By the time this will air, and Mr. Producer, Mr. Donnie Wahlberg, gets it up on Facebook this evening and YouTube and those kind of things, this will probably already be known. But as of right now, as we're shooting this, we don't know if Jake Fromm's coming back to play quarterback for the University of Georgia. There are people out there in football world that just say that they don't want him to come back, which is just crazy talk. So where these people are, they should have their ESPN taken away from them. Anybody that thinks that Jake Fromm is not a great addition to the University of Georgia football team should have all allegiance from University of Georgia taken away and just go live in some other state. That's just crazy talk. I certainly hope, more than anything, I hope he does what's best for Jake Fromm. Good kid, nice kid. I want what's best for him. But as a selfish Georgia fan, I'd love for Jake Fromm to come back. I think that would be great news. That would be better than any five-star recruit that we could possibly get. But speaking of that, we've hit the recruiting trail after that initial signing day and picked up several big recruits, the number one cornerback in the country, the number one tight end in the country, who actually I believe is the number two tight end in the country, but he's still a good one out of the Las Vegas area. We missed out on Eric Gilbert out of Marietta. So we picked up on Darnell Washington out of Las Vegas, Nevada. But either one of them are fine tight ends. And so I think our recruiting class should finish in the top 3, which is very good. Solomon Kenney has announced he won't be coming back next year, but others like Richard LeCount and Eric Stokes have announced that they are coming back. I did see that Otis Reese just entered the transfer portal, so it looks like we'll be losing the services of Otis Reese, which I just think he found himself kind of falling back in the depth chart. But as far as I think Malik Herring's coming back, so we'll have a defensive line next year that will have Trayvon Walker, Malik Herring, Jordan Davis, Julian Rochester, Jalen Carter, and Devontae Wyatt. And all of those guys rotating around. At outside linebacker, certainly we have Olajari and Nolan Smith. And I think our defense, if it is possible, we will actually be better on defense next year than we were this year. So exciting times for the University of Georgia Bulldogs. But all of our key defensive players are back. We do lose J.R. Reed. But the kid from Texas, Lewis, I guess it's Cine. I don't know if that's Cine or whatever, but he's phenomenal. So we're not going to miss anything there. Our offensive line is going to take a bit of a hit, assuming that Ben Cleveland can get his grades back together. We'll look fine on the offensive line, probably with Cade Mays and Trey Hill at center, Ben Cleveland and Jamari Sawyer on the right side of the ball. So I think we're going to be in good set. Not exactly sure who would be at that left guard position yet. Maybe Justin Schaefer. We'll just kind of have to see, and then see how quickly Tate Ratledge kind of gets into the mix. So that's all of the football update we'll have. But here is hoping that Jake Fromm certainly comes back. And Mr. Producer, that's going to be kind of the end of the football segment. We might next week kind of recap over some. I think LSU is going to handle Clemson. I think Clemson's going to give them a good game, and those two guys being in the finals at the end of the year, I don't think that surprises anyone. No. I just don't know that anybody's got anything to offer LSU to stop that offense, but we'll see. We will certainly see, and
you can never count Clemson out.
That's right,
sure.
and I agree with that. Whatever Dabo has done, he has done it well, and his recruiting class seems like that the streak will continue, and certainly I think Clemson's got as good a shot to slow that team down as anyone, but I just don't see. I'll be honest, I don't see LSU being contained. But if anybody could do it, I think Clemson could possibly do it. And so we will see certainly how that goes. And we had started kind of a trend at the end of last year that we were trying to, bring some news forward to the people. And so trying to find some hard-hitting news. And Mr. Producer, we were trying to find things that what we would determine is that people are actually getting their news from social media as opposed to reading and doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. We're just like, no, we'll be lazy and we'll just let social media feed it. That's so right. We want to feed right into that frenzy. And the news that's most important for our listening audience tonight, we want them to hear about it straight from here. So with all that's going on with Iran, all that's going on with impeachment, all that's going on with presidential elections, you've got all that to choose from.
That's right.
What did you choose? What would be the most hard-hitting news for our region to know about?
Okay, so first of all, 2020, we're getting out of we're going worldwide.
Yeah,
here.
just not regional.
So
this program's
we're not limited to this country. I mean, we're
that's right.
We're all over the internet.
Yeah, we've got listeners probably all the way, like in Patterson.
That's right. Well, so this is coming from that area.
Okay.
Patterson-ish.
Patterson.
In Australia.
Okay.
So a couple find their wedding rings in landfill after searching through 30 tons of rubbish. So let me give you a little background.
Please.
A relieved couple managed to find their diamond wedding and engagement rings after accidentally throwing them away. The pair had driven to the Stonington Waste Transfer Station in Melbourne, Australia on Saturday to drop off some rubbish after carrying out a home renovation. But on the way home, they realized to their horror that they had actually accidentally thrown their wedding bands in the trash.
That's going to hurt.
Now, they did find, miraculously, they did find it, and a city councilman there described it as Christmas magic. and a fairy tale outcome, but added people should be careful when throwing things away.
So perhaps this couple knows love like I've never known before, because at some point in time, now I have a lot of things that are running through my head. First of all, I'm on. First of all, I don't wear a wedding ring anymore because I've lost so many of them, and Brooke has finally just given up on me. My first wedding band, I lost, and I know exactly where it's at. It's in the Atlantic Ocean, so I know where.
Mine too. They're probably together. I too lost one.
So as a big boy who doesn't do well with sun, I was at the beach with my lovely wife, and I decided it's appropriate to put a little SPF on this here body, and I got a little carried away, and it got a little slick, and I went out to the ocean.
There it went.
Lost it in the Atlantic Ocean. So that is ring number one. Ring number two, I lived out on a farm, and I went to go chop firewood, and I placed my ring in a knot in a pecan tree, and I forgot it, but I knew which tree it was at. So I went to church, and a lady at church noticed that I wasn't wearing my ring, and she said something to me about it. I says, well, actually, it's the first pecan tree right when you walk in the orchard. I'm going to get it when I get back tonight. And she goes, well, it won't be there. Have you heard of this?
No.
She said, it will not be there. And I was like, I know which tree it is. She goes, it won't matter. It won't be there. A squirrel will take any shiny object out of a pecan tree.
Oh, man.
And she was 100% correct. So I go back to that pecan orchard, walk to that tree, and my ring is gone. So the Atlantic Ocean's got one. The pecan orchard / squirrel,
or some happily married squirrel
has my second one. And so every time we just go down in value, every time we try to give me a ring. So now the last one that she gave me, she just gave me one of the silicone, like the rubber ones, that's a $10 job, and I can't tell you where it is.
At least she didn't give you a bread tie.
Yeah. So I do not do well. So to that end, I'm assuming these people did not have their rings insured.
They must not.
Yeah, because if mine's insured, I'm not digging through 30 tons of rubble.
No, and just just make sure everybody's on the same page. Rubbish is garbage.
Yeah,
we call it around here trash.
Yeah. So, Mr. Producer, you're able to translate Australian for us. You're bilingual.
Good day.
Good day, mate. Yeah. So, because I think I called it rubbage. I don't even know what that is. That's between garbage and rubbish.
Yeah,
I called it rubbage.
Rubbage.
Yeah. So they had to look through some rubbage in order to find this. So good for these people. I think that's just wonderful that they were able to go through. So I just
bet it didn't. As far as it being Christmas magic and fairy tale outcome, I bet it didn't smell much like Christmas magic.
I guarantee you, I know whose fault it was.
Yeah,
out of the two,
I'm money's on him.
I'm 100% certain it was that man's fault, and he's doing what? But right now, he's just, yes, it is my fault. It is my fault.
We will dig through 30 tons of rubbish.
Yeah, it is his fault. I can guarantee you that. He doesn't know how it's his fault, but it is. It is his fault. Well, that is good. That's the kind of hard-hitting news, quite frankly, that the Clay and Woodrow show is looking for. And by the way, we need to check in on Woodrow. I think Woody's the one that actually found this article for us, and he found it to be. So I will say Woody's recently been quail hunting, duck hunting. So as you can tell, he's a little tired.
He is. I mean, he's just wore out.
And I think we're going duck hunting in the morning.
So he's getting ready for tomorrow.
He's resting up for the big morning duck hunt. So as you can tell, he has been quite hard at it. And we did a little church special on Sunday night. Did a little thing on raising kids and training dogs, and how if we trained our kids a lot more like we trained dogs, and so it went well. And Woody was on his best behavior.
Great.
I was proud of him.
No accidents.
No accidents.
Good,
so,
good.
So that's good. That's good as well. So just scrolling through here on Facebook to see other things that are hard hitting news. One of the things that I found as well is that my wife, daughter, seem to like these things on Facebook where you click on it, and if you answer some basic questions on Facebook, they will tell something. Like I saw something the other day, if I picked my favorite Christmas tree, it would then tell me which Disney character that I am. And a lot of it's almost like reading a horoscope. These people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I mean, thankfully my daughter and my wife aren't of that thought, but those types of things really fascinate me, that people say, all right, if I I answer these questions, but they believe in them. I saw the other day on Facebook by George that, I answered a handful of questions and it tell me, what occupation I was going to have when I grew up. And so I was flipping through and saw one of those. So you had one you were going to share with me to see if we could kind of debunk this whole thing.
Yeah, this is, I thought this was right in line with our content. And this is answer 6 weird questions and we'll guess your weirdest quality.
My weirdest quality.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. So I'm going to answer 6 questions. And by answering those 6 questions, Facebook or whatever mechanism this is, it will dictate my weirdest quality.
They're gonna guess your weirdest quality.
And at some point in time, we need to start thinking about what is my weirdest quality to see if we're okay. But let's see how close they come. I'll try to think of my weirdest quality as well.
Okay. Do you talk to yourself? Question 1. Do you talk to yourself? That yes, all the time. Rarely, I don't know, or no.
Sometimes, is that a choice? What was the second one? Not all the time. I'm not.
Yes, all the time.
No,
rarely.
Rarely. So I do talk to myself from time to time. And I think mainly when driving. I will maybe perhaps have a critique of other people's driving. A very kind-hearted.
Are you talking to yourself or are you talking to them? I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them. I'm the only one that can hear myself.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I think I talk to myself a little bit. But I probably am talking to them. I have a couple of things.
You ask yourself, would you have done that? No, no, you would not have done that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but rarely. But I do talk to myself a little bit. I talk in my sleep a little bit, so I think that would count.
Okay. Question 2, would you ever eat peanut butter straight from the jar?
Unapologetically. I mean, stick the spoon in, lick it straight off, straight protein, baby.
I think that's a yes.
I'm a big. I'm sorry. Are there choices?
No, that's yes. No,
yeah. That's an unequivocal yes. I love me some peanut butter.
Okay,
You don't get a dad bod like this without licking on a spoonful of peanut butter.
Number 3.
Do
you enjoy making music playlists?
Is this a yes no?
It's a no in all lowercase, yes in all uppercase with 4 exclamation points, sometimes, or I've never done it.
So mine's a sometimes. So confess that right before I go to the beach, I make a beach music playlist that we play at the beach. Now, my nephews give me a hard time because they say I'm a boomer. You know what a boomer is, by the way?
I've been called a boomer. I know what a boomer's not.
Okay.
I am not a boomer.
You're not a boomer.
I don't think you're a boomer.
I'm afraid I might be more than one than I want. So I'm not very technologically savvy, but if I do ever connect the technology, I won't let go of it. And so I still am actually purchasing individual songs from like Apple.
Oh, no, boomer.
I'm a boomer.
Boomer mistake.
Yeah. And so my nephew's just like, there's no person on planet Earth that's actually buying songs. So he's just like, Clay, buy Apple something like where you get free music all the time. I don't know what you call it. It's some account like
you got Pandora.
Yeah, that you can just
Spotify.
all those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I'm actually purchasing the individual songs and keeping it on my. And he says, no one's doing that, but I still do that. I buy individual songs, and then I do make a beach music playlist. End of May.
Any specific genre? On your,
so
beach,
like Chris Stapleton is Great Peacock. Chris Stapleton, like the relaxed, toes in the sand kind of music. So that type of music would be something. Eagles, Take
That's
It Easy.
Good beach music.
Yeah.
All right, let's
not a big Jimmy Buffett fan, which is not popular. I mean, everybody loves Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Buffett's kind of like the Wiggles for adults. I don't want music that I have to have dance moves to. I don't want fins to my left. Are you a Jimmy Buffett fan? Be honest.
I have liked Jimmy Buffett, but I was out of that when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, I don't want to go to a concert where other grown people. we're singing about cheeseburgers and fins to our left and fins and dance moves and all that kind of stuff.
No, and I thought, I mean,
It's
really,
almost
cheeseburgers in paradise. That's,
yeah.
No.
And he talks, sings, and all those kind of things. Not a Jimmy Buffett guy. And
I mean, I was. Don't get me wrong. I was.
and
And I've sang at karaoke more times than I would care to admit.
Yeah, that's probably something you shouldn't admit. But I'm here to tell you, we're going to lose some viewership because the folks that are Jimmy Buffett fans are like big time Jimmy Buffett fans. I mean, they're over the top. But you got to talk about salt shakers and cheeseburgers and all, and that's just not. I mean,
I'm hungry right now. I'm trying to eat less in the new year, and I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting us way off, of course, but
man.
I know we just lost 10 people.
I don't know what
because my anti-Jimmy Buffett stand.
All right, we are on question 5.
Wiggles for
Of
adults.
6. How many close friends do you have? That this number may have gone down. So reevaluate this number after.
Yeah, all my Jimmy Buffett friends have just left.
0, 1 to 2, 3 to 5, or 6 or more.
This might be naive of me, and do I count Woodrow? Woodrow loves me, so
Yeah, he's a close friend.
He's a close
definitely.
friend.
He told me he was.
This sounds. I think I have more than 6 really good friends.
Okay.
I have 6 pallbearers.
I'm not here to argue with you.
Okay.
I'm just here to report.
Okay, just the facts.
Just the facts as you see them.
Yeah, that's right. But less than 10, I don't want to get carried away.
Has anyone? Okay, this is the last question.
Last question.
And then we're going to find out what is.
Is this a hard-hitting question?
No, not really.
Okay.
Has anyone ever called you weird, besides your wife?
Oh, yeah.
That does not count.
So
you got 4 options here. All the time, it has happened, maybe, or no.
Okay, if you say the first one, which is all the time, then that probably means like you probably need to be institutionalized. So I don't want to go that strong, but I've got to tell you, it has happened. My brother's probably the top of it. My brother thinks I'm the strangest human being that's walks planet Earth. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got a random word here. We got to pick. Okay.
But let me before you go ahead. Go ahead. No. I'm gonna stay with this test.
Okay.
Random word.
Random word.
Okay.
Cat.
I don't feel
phone, that. Shoes or wind.
The plural shoes, sir.
All right.
So what before you announce? So remind me again. Me answering these questions is going to reveal what about me?
They're gonna guess your weirdest quality.
My weirdest quality.
Weirdest.
Okay. It's probably
weird is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. I don't eat one fruit on this planet.
Okay. Here it is.
What does this say about me?
No, not one fruit.
Fruit.
Really?
Not one fruit.
See, I would say that's your weirdest quality.
That's pretty weird.
Well,
what does this say?
According to this quiz, you got never knowing what to eat. So you never know what to eat, according to this.
Look at me. Quiz, look at me. Do you think I have a problem not finding what I want to eat? I can tell you what I want to eat about every 10 minutes out of the day. So once again, we are proving this social media kind of stuff is ridiculous.
It's rubbish.
The thing
it's not
that
30 tons, but
the thing I'm most confident of throughout the day is exactly what I want to eat. Yeah, so we're calling this crazy.
What do you want? What do you want for dinner tonight?
Oh, see, like if I could eat something for dinner tonight, restaurant or like home cooked?
Let's go restaurant.
So restaurant, I would probably say not Firehouse Subs because I've ate that with my daughter. Whatever.
I've seen.
Oh my gosh!
I
just ate there again today, and I'm just sick of it. So I would say I would love to eat today, restaurant wise. I like LL Creek.
Oh, that's a good call.
LL Creek,
good
and they've
call.
got these little bites they call Whalen bites. I would eat those.
Whalen bites
at LL Creek.
Huh?
Might be our next sponsor.
What is that?
That's little. I don't know, like a mayonnaise based sauce kind of. It's good. I don't know what it is. It's good.
They're
little chicken nuggets,
fried mushrooms, and the gator tail's good.
Gator tail's good as well.
Excellent.
Gator tail's good as well. So yeah, I don't know that these Facebook things are really revealing anything about it. It's kind of like our horoscopes.
You revealed more.
Forgive me.
You revealed more with the not eating fruit than you did all
fruit.
Throughout the quiz.
Can't do fruit whatsoever.
All right, well that's all I got.
Okay, all right. So I think this is going to be it. First first edition of the new year of old 2020. There's some type of vision metaphor. I should probably use it this time anytime you say 2020. But just welcome you back to the Clay and Woodrow Show. We look forward to an exciting year with you ahead. And just in summary today, let's see what we learned. We learned that I don't eat any fruit whatsoever, that I cannot keep up with a wedding band, so I just stopped wearing them altogether. And those people that think that Jake Fromm is not good for University of Georgia football should have their TVs yanked off their walls in all of their homes. So that's our summary for the day. You guys have a good evening. Once again, we thank Charlie Moore and Charlie Moore's Taxidermy Service for sponsoring and security
piano tuning,
piano tuning as well, and Security Blanket for all your security needs. And you guys have a fantastic week. Take care.